go hibernate for the winter. Thankfully, we were all able to get vaccinated in the springtime, and we were able to start practicing again a few months ago, and here we are to play for you. So we've emerged from my basement, hence the name Subterranean, and we certainly are a project. So without any further ado, what I'd like to do is I'll introduce the members of the band when we get into the set a little bit more. But to start off, we'd like to play a tune that was written actually in the mid-'60s by Joe Zawinul, who played keys with the Cannonball Adderley Quintet at that time. And he wrote a song that was an answer to the question of what you're supposed to do or say when you're faced with adversity and you just don't know what to do about it. The tune is called Mercy, Mercy, Mercy. Thank you. Thank you very much. Mercy, mercy, mercy. Thanks very much. The next song that we like to play is a tune called Summertime, written way back in the 30s, actually, by George Gershwin, who actually wrote it as an opera, and it was written for Porgy and Bess, a Broadway production. But over the years, it's found its way into many different genres, jazz. Billie Holiday sang it in the mid-30s. It was popularized by Louis Armstrong and Ella Fitzgerald, and then taken on by Miles Davis as well. So pretty much standard in his band. And then it entered the rock and roll genre as well back in the late 60s with Janis Joplin. So here's George Gershwin's Summertime. Thanks very much. That was Summertime. The next tune that we're going to play was a tune written by Wayne Shorter when he was playing with the Miles Davis combo. And it was written at a time when Miles Davis was just making a transition from acoustic jazz to electric jazz. He was still trying to stay in the so-called hot jazz era, but so-called free jazz was kind of making the scene, and he kind of wanted to resist that but get involved in a little bit of it. So he took on Wayne Shorter's tune called Footprints, which is it's actually a jazz waltz, but it's got some pretty crazy rhythms. We're gonna keep it pretty calm today, but when they played it, Tony Williams, the drummer, would be playing in 4/4 time, and Ron Carter, the bass player, would be playing in 12/8 time, and the song is actually a 3/4 time. So it can really get quite crazy. We're not gonna get too crazy today. We're just gonna play a jazz waltz, Footprints. Thank you very much. Footprints by Wayne Shorter.
The next song we'll play.
The next song we'll play for you is a tune by Oliver Nelson. Oliver Nelson was an excellent alto saxophonist, and he brought together an all-star group of jazz musicians to play on his album called Blues and the Abstract Truth. If you're a jazz aficionado and you don't have it yet, you should, because it's probably one of the best-selling jazz LPs of all time. It's got Eric Dolphy, Freddie Hubbard, George Barrow, Bill Evans on piano, Paul Chambers on bass, Roy Haynes on drums. It's the who's who of jazz at that time. And if you're into vinyl, buy the vinyl, because the album liner is in fact written by Oliver Nelson, and he talks about how he wrote each of the songs. But Oliver Nelson, as good as he was an alto sax, was also a composer and arranger, and late 60s moved to LA, became involved in the Hollywood scene, wrote and arranged the music for Ironside, television series Ironside, and $6 Million Man, and also arranged the music for the movie Last Tango in Paris. So that's really where he got his claim to fame. So in any case, here's Stolen Moments by Oliver Nelson. Thank you very much. Have stolen moments by Oliver Nelson. At this point, I'd like to take a pause and just introduce the band to you. First of all, the horn section. On trumpet, Jerry Greenberg. On tenor saxophone, Linda Wright. On alto saxophone, Alex Converse. All right. In the rhythm section, on piano we have Mike Azzarello.
Yay!
On drums we have Mark Koplovich. And then there's me. My name's Chris Keller. And I'm also known by a couple of younger members in the audience as Papa. So. Well, it's my pleasure for the next song to actually feature two of our musicians, Linda on tenor sax and Mike on keys, in a very beautiful song. It's called But Beautiful. It was written by a person by the name of Jimmy Van Heusen, who actually originated in Syracuse, New York as Chester Babcock. But when he moved to Los Angeles, he needed to spice it up a bit. And so he saw the Van Heusen dress shirts for men and thought, that's a good one, that'll work for me. And it obviously worked because he was close friends with Bob Hope, Bing Crosby, and Frank Sinatra, and wrote songs for them. And in fact wrote the campaign song for John F. Kennedy called High Hopes. So, and in addition, when he wasn't writing songs, he had a side job. He was a test pilot for Lockheed Martin Aerospace. So, multi-talented guy. Without any further words though, But Beautiful. Thank you very much. Thank you. Mike and Linda. That's beautiful. The next song that we're going to play for you is a song by Horace Silver called Song from My Father, and as you might expect, the song he wrote for his father. Interestingly, Horace Silver played jazz and wrote for jazz in the hard bop era, which was pretty, there was some pretty far out music there, but he was very popular as a composer. And this is one of his best songs, or one of his most well-known songs. It's interesting, his father was a musician as well. He played Cape Verdean music, which is like Portuguese folk, with a kind of a Latin beat, Brazilian beat. And in fact, while Horace Silver was on tour in Brazil, he got inspired to write the song, and he wrote the song for his father. So, yeah, this is a song for my father, and looking at the audience, I think you're probably all of the same generation as I am, so when I play the intro notes to this song, you'll probably recognize it more as Ricky Don't Lose That Number by Steely Dan. Thank you. Song from Untitled. Excuse me, just for one moment.
Turning it off for myself.
No, actually, I'm turning it on. You gotta fire the recording guy. As we're playing, I'm just realizing I forgot to turn our recorder on. And I don't want to miss recording this song because this is the. That's how important it was. Just like popped right into my head. I'm glad I remember. Anyway, this song is called "Fly Me to the Moon," and the importance of it is that it features Alex Converse in his debut performance as a vocalist. So this is a big day. So, and we're gonna do the. I mean, this tune's been sung by everybody, but probably one of the most popular versions is that sung by Frank Sinatra, backed by the Count Basie and his orchestra. In fact, it was so popular that it was taken to the moon by Buzz Aldrin on the Apollo 11 mission. So it was one of his tunes. So, without any further ado, here's Alex Converse on "Fly Me to the Moon."
Fly me to the moon, let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, darling, kiss me. Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you. let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, in other words, I love you.
Thank you, Alex. That was great.
He's been through a lot.
So for our next tune, Autumn Leaves, written by a Frenchman actually, Joseph Cosma. And when he wrote the song, it was actually for a very dark French movie. And actually the name of the song in French was The Dead Leaves. So when it came across the ocean and came to our country, it was renamed Autumn Leaves. Still kind of it's kind of a sad song nonetheless, but and Johnny Mercer actually wrote the English lyrics to it. One of the more popular versions is that by the Cantaloupe Island Quintet, and that's what we're going to try to emulate here. Another interesting little point about the song is, in fact, that it's owned by Paul McCartney. His company, MPL Communications, actually has the rights to the song. Needless to say, I didn't try to contact Sir Paul to get permission to play the song. We're going to play it anyway. Autumn Leaves. Thanks very much. Autumn Lee. So, we'd like to thank you all for being such a terrific audience. We're going to play our last song for you now, a tune by Herbie Hancock called Cantaloupe Island. It's kind of a catchy little song. It's unusual for a jazz tune in that it only has 3 chords. Most of the songs we played today had a few more than 3 chords. And it conjures up the joke that it's often told, jazz musicians often look down upon rock musicians because they say, well, you make all your money just playing 3 chords. What's with that? And the cool response from the rock musicians is, well, we may only play 3 chords, but we play them to audiences of thousands. You guys know thousands of chords, but play to audiences of 3. But today you've been equivalent to an audience of thousands, so thank you very much for your attention. We appreciate it. So, Cantaloupe Island. Thank you. Thank you very much. Cantaloupe Island. Well, thank you for being such an attentive audience. We appreciate playing for you. We've endured, some of you endured the sunshine, and hopefully didn't get too burned out there. And I'd like to wrap it up.
Unless you guys insist on one.
Our arms can be twisted to play just one more song. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Well, okay, how can we say no? So, we are going to finish off really with a song called Freddie, Freelander by Miles Davis from his totally classic jazz album, Kind of Blue. Freddie, Freelander. Thanks very much, folks. Really appreciate your attention. Thanks for coming out.
It was worth paying for the front row seats.
Yeah, they had drug soda. When's your next concert?